first half, second half?
I actually thought we played pretty well. I think that they play so hard and play up underneath you and play a different style. And, the game went exactly as I thought it would go. We had a chance to kind of crack it open in the first half, and I think we got a 14 or 15 and then had a couple of bonehead plays and gave them 4 points to end the half, just by kind of quitting on plays. And then second half we were very efficient. So I actually thought we did some good things. David was active, CB was active, Mitch was active. We switched 5, which we hadn't practiced with that group, with those guys, big guys playing. Our bench was 10 to 13, I think, tonight from the field, with 8 assists and 4 turnovers. So I thought there were a lot of good things that happened. I don't think that we played unbelievably well, but I do think we played pretty well in stretches against a team that's hard to score on.
What did you think? What is the best part of Christian's line tonight? He had a little bit of everything. And what did you think of Ochai's second game?
Well, Ochai was great. He's the best player in the game again, and he was great, efficient. The CB was probably had the most well-rounded game. What do you have? 15, 8, 5, and 5. And so I would say the most impressive thing, if you're asking me, would be the block shots. He kept them in play. We made some mistakes defensively, and David and CB covered up for several of those.
Coach, you said at halftime that you didn't like the effort in the last 5 seconds defensively, last 5 seconds of the shot clock. Did it improve at all in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know how many times they scored in the last 5 seconds of shot clock, but I think in the first half they scored 8 points. And that's the difference in, if you go back and you look at our game with Michigan State in the second half, we scored under 5 4 different times, so that's 8 points. And those things like that is how you win or you don't win basketball games. You're not really playing a lot better than your opponent. You just, the team defense breaks down or whatever. But ours certainly did in the first half. In the second half, I thought we were better. And I also thought we scored at the end of the clock a few times in the second half.
What kind of challenge did Tarleton present to you guys defensively tonight?
Them offensively, I would say, or them defensively.
Them offensively
Yeah.
to your defense.
I would say they played 5 guards. I told Billy before the game, I said, you're just going to start 5 guards just to mess us up right off the bat. And, his starting center didn't even play. So I don't know what was up with that. So they played tiny the whole time. And, that's a hard game for David. We don't practice that way. So that may not happen again this year, But I would say that's the biggest thing is the playing that small and having interchangeable parts and who does your big guy guard.
And Remy didn't shoot the ball all that well tonight, but just kind of how did you make of how he played?
I thought he played fine. I didn't think he and Juan were near as good as they were on Tuesday. Neither one. Turned it over a little bit. I thought they were both careless. I thought the other team's speed kind of bothered us a little bit. You can ask any little guard. You rather have a big guy guard you or a little guy? They're going to say a big guy. Would you rather guard a big guy or a little guy? They're going to say I'd rather guard a big guy. That's just how it is. And when you play against guys that are that quick, there's like never a possession off. And so I thought they did fine, but in all honesty, Bobby may have been as good a guard as we had tonight, at least from an efficiency standpoint.
Hey Bill, there are certain plays when you try to kind of throw over the top to get to a post player, and you're doing that for Ochai now. I just kind of wondered what you like about that look and trying to get him the ball in that spot.
Well, I think we've got some different things, and we hadn't had a chance to run them all, but we need to post Jalen, Ochai, and CB, and when we get into it more, we'll find out that David's maybe as good a passer as we have to post the ball to him with. So we haven't done a great job with it yet, but we're going to try to make an emphasis to post the ball to those 3, probably more than I ever have.
And what do you like about it with Ochai? Just
Well, with Ochai, he's, one thing about with Ochai is if you're going to play him, most coaches are going to say don't let him catch. So if they don't let him catch, they're going to front, and then that's what we would want him to do anyway. So I think and he's so athletic that he can go get a 50-50 ball and come away with 2 points. And so I like it with all three of those guys. And tonight, in the first half, he had 5'11" guarding him the whole time. So that was probably a reason also.
With J. Cole, everybody knew he was a shooter, but are you enjoying the extra effort he's given, like running down that ball and just trying to defend and putting that kind of hustle into the game?
J. Cole is great. You know, he just doesn't understand how I want it done yet, but he's great. And he's been hurt, so he's 2 weeks behind some of the other guys. But, you know, the reason he ran that ball and it looked like it was such a great hustle play is because he didn't run in transition, and then he threw it to where he should be. And so then he's got to give an extra effort to get, but that was still a great play.
Yeah.
And then, but he can shoot the basketball. And so, you know, if he can make, 3 out of 5, that's going to bode well for our team. And tonight he obviously made them all.
Coach, 44 points in the paint on Tuesday, 40 tonight. Is that something you're focusing on this year, or is it just working out that way?
Well, if you look at our stats today, you would say we didn't really score as much in the paint because David only had 6, and I think Mitch had what? I don't have my glasses. He had 2, and KJ had 2. So our big guys, where you get your points in the paint, only had 10 points. And so to get 40, that means the guards have to touch the paint. And so it was really more of our guards scoring in there, off driving the ball, than it was actually our big scoring in there, which is good.
Hey, Bill. Tarleton State went on, I think it was a 9-0 run in the first half, and you brought in KJ and you got a block right away. What can you say on the freshmen getting that kind of energy coming off the bench?
Well, the reason they went on a 9-0 run is because, when's the last time you've seen a box score where 2 players have 29 of the 31 at halftime? And number 3 scored 5 or 8 straight on David. And it wasn't David's fault. He's trying to guard a guard, and it was a bad matchup, and he got stuck on him. So instead of trying to we could have probably switched in this first half, but we didn't. So I just thought KJ would be the logical choice where we could switch 5. And I thought KJ did really well the first half.
I think you said pregame that you talked to the team today, Tarleton.
Uh-huh.
What were the highlights of your talk?
Well, it lasted for 45 seconds, so the highlights were minimal, I would say. I just talked. I was just down there. I'm impressed how hard they play. It reminds me of, the Tulsa days. To be honest with you, we had probably more guys than what they have right now, but it's the same type of energy and effort, and you watch that team's going to end up beating somebody they're not supposed to. They play so hard.
With the way CD played and the production off the bench, do you have any better idea what this rotation will look like when Jalen's back out there?
Well, I mean, Jalen's going to play his minutes, and Ochai and CB, so their minutes will probably go down a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to be. Like, I think my sister had already texted somebody that does our radio, and told him, what is he doing? He didn't even play Clemens tonight. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, but it's going to be like that some nights because it's not a good matchup for Zach. If you're not going to play David or Mitch because of their speed and quickness and guard on the perimeter, obviously Zach kind of falls in that category too. So, and that's why we went with KJ, but I don't know what it's going to look like. I've told our guys I think it'll be game to game, just matchups or whatnot.
Gary?
Since he didn't suit up, any final word on Kyle?
He's going to redshirt. Yeah, Kyle's going to redshirt, and Cam's going to redshirt, and Dylan's going to redshirt. So, and I know you won't think that's a big deal with Dylan, but actually I think Dylan's going to be a pretty good player. So, now I'm not talking about like Embiid or Markieff, but he's going to be a guy that will be a efficient player for us in a similar role to the way T-Han has been or somebody like that. So.
All right, thanks, Coach.